Kevin Durant. You know who I am.
Curry, way downtown. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Is this the dagger? Davis 4-3 in the win. Oh, it's good.
Another week, another Shaq beef, another All-Star weekend, another list of snubs in. Wall Street sweating, John Wall getting set in. A whole new list of topics, and with it, your only weekly companion, the hashtag Ball is NBA podcast, your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent. We are back at our shenanigans on a week where KD and LeBron went at Shaq. The NBA family lost writer Sekou Smith to COVID, and where an NBA coach called his own rookie point guard a turnover machine. Speaking of ball, I've got with me, as always, someone who insists on playing basketball at least once in every new country, someone who knows the rules to a short squeeze, and someone who's currently in Alexander the Great's birthplace. Vineet Devaya. Vineet, welcome back to the pod. Tell us some interesting things about Macedonia.
Well, the most interesting part is the statues. There's just a ton of statues here. And I think the food's quite good too, because there's got a lot of meat and like fresh vegetables.
Yeah, I saw that photo of a steak.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Ooh, very nice, very nice.
That's good. And then did you see the burger one?
Burger. That was also with it, right?
No, that was two different meals.
There was two different meals.
Yeah, one was the steak was the lunch, and the burger was the.
Yeah. How do you like? Do you like your steak well done or medium rare, or what is the deal?
I like it well done on the top, and ideally a little medium. Sorry, medium well done.
Medium well. Oh, okay. I remember one time I ordered medium rare in a restaurant in Pondicherry, and they really
India doesn't have a good steak.
Messed it up.
India's
really bad. I thought he felt bad. Oh no, Gaumata, I don't want to, like kill you so much. And it's like, but come on, man. Not in
India
Pondicherry.
doesn't have a good.
Yeah,
India
Pondicherry should just serve fish, man, like not beef.
Let's not try too many things with Pondicherry.
Yeah, it's a nice place though. Pondicherry is a nice place. We had a place in the promenade. Vineet, what about the happenings in your Wall Street, your favorite Wall Street? Is Wall Street one of your favorite streets?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Why not? I hope that someday it is. That means that I made so much money that I can afford to eat and walk on that street.
Wow, that's at the same time. Yeah.
At the same time, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this whole short squeezing stuff.
Well, yes, exactly. I was going to ask you about that. What are your thoughts about it? Do you think power to the people is a movement you can back, or is this just a facade?
Yeah.
Or
no, I think it's a good thing. I mean, things have to evolve, and always, more competition is always good. The only bad thing about this whole empowerment is that a lot of smaller companies like GameStop and AMC, which is actually a big company, but now their valuation is small, get screwed. Yeah. And obviously, the Robinhood traders or the kind of the retail traders, if you may, they don't have enough money to like move the stock market of like a Microsoft or a Google or even like a Zoom. Right? But smaller companies that are trying to survive, trying to do a good job, trying to get profitable, suddenly you start screwing with your stock price. Everything goes out of whack. The whole company is just screwed.
Yeah, I mean, we had this course in MBA. It was called trading, and we formed a team of 4, and we invested. I'm not going to say how much money we invested. Let's say 100 rupees, and we lost 80 rupees out of that 100 rupees, right? And we all went back with 5 rupees each. And the horrible part was that's when you realize that, like you are more likely to lose money in the stock market than make money. Like you
as a retail investor, yes.
Exactly. As a retail investor, you are going to lose money, and that money is going to go to the big investors, like all these hedge funds and all these people who've got the wherewithal to take a little bit of loss, but using that position, they can make more money. Like we had a professor who's like, if your stock is going down, sell it and then buy it again. And I'm like, we don't have that much money, professor, to do that kind of stuff. And that's when you realize that like this is like
the rich get rich.
The rich get rich because the poor don't have enough information. They don't have enough insider trading, and we don't have any, the information comes to us after a while, and in that while everything valuable has already happened. And
the funny part, this is the funny part. Like, let me finish this. This is the funny part. Is Robinhood gives information to the hedge funds before it actually does any kind of movement. So when you buy a stock,
it's already
hit buy.
Yeah.
The buy first goes to a hedge fund, and the hedge fund gets this notification that these many people are buying. So they can already make a decision before your decision actually goes through.
Exactly.
So it's ridiculous. These people don't understand. It's super rigged. The whole system is rigged. And, I don't know if we discussed this, but like when the market crash happened, I put in a lot of money into the stock market. I took it out at a profit. So I made some money off it. But then I did another stupid mistake, which is a conversation for some other day. But it's not really a stupid mistake, but I did not account for Forex exchange. So what happened is the dollar went really weak against the euro. So I put in money from euro. So if I would have actually, including the profits, if I took it back out, it would be almost the same money, or I would lose some money off it. So it kind of just, it didn't make any sense. So
if any of our listeners are listening, then I'm sure the listeners are listening. If any of our listeners are, have got some money in the stock market, please don't do day trading. You keep it in for the long term. And if you
and also people are like kind of really, this last 1 year is a ridiculous ride. The stock market has not moved this much ever. So if this is not normal, people need to understand that, because what happens is that they just keep waiting. They keep waiting for the stock market to go up, because that's what that's done, right? The stock market in July, it fell down and went up, and it fell down, it went up and kept going up. And that's just not normal. And the Robinhood traders think that they have enough money to move the entire market, which they don't. They probably can move a stock of a company, but they don't have that much money to move markets. And
unless the short squeezes them and they lose all their money, that'll definitely make some waves in the market.
Yeah, but the big guys are going to come out, because they know that it is overhyped. A crash is going to come. They're all going to get out of the market, wait for everybody to lose the market, take everyone's money with them, and then again reinvest at the bottom point. Because they can.
I think the rich are rich enough that they're like, okay, I will lose 2 billion. It's okay. It's all right for me. I'm going to make it back in a year, or even less than a year, because I've got the information, and information is power. Information is money. And from improper or proper valuation of stocks, let's move to improper/proper valuation of NBA stars, because it's all-star season, Vineet. First of all, it's been a year since Kobe passed away. We've talked about it multiple times about how, we both were like, oh God, this has definitely not happened. And I think that was the last, major milestone. And after that, things have just gotten bad and bad and bad and bad and bad and bad. We ended 2020 and we are coming to 2021. Any reflections on this year? I think Kobe's anniversary was 3 days ago. Did that thought cross your mind that it was Kobe's anniversary? Or
people would not let me. We are in the basketball world. People won't stop talking about Kobe for everything. So yeah, I think it was a gentle reminder that it's a year, and it's time to just kind of move forward from whatever shit has gone, and start making plans and hope nothing else crappy happens.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's we've still not recovered from COVID, right? Like, people are saying the vaccine is there, somewhere the vaccines are working, not working, and yet the spread is still continuing on. And we lost Sekou Smith, one of my favorite writers on the NBA Hangtime blog, back when the blog was active on the NBA.com website. Really nice, chubby sort of guy, always a smile.
He lost a lot of weight though.
Oh, okay. That I did not know, but I mean, when he used to write, he was one of my favorite columnists along with David Aldrich. Like, Shaq said that, he always used to write positive things about everyone, which I didn't really, care much about, but always a person with a smile. And Sego Smith, I mean, once you get, engrossed in the NBA world, like these are names that that these are names whose work that you always follow. And a little sad that, he passed away.
And he lost, also because it's COVID, right? That just kind of gives you a pause.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we'll move on to the All-Star voting. We need 5 All-Stars on the East, on the West, 7 reserves on the East, on the West. We're going to start off with the Eastern Conference because, as always, let's get the crap out of the way in the beginning itself.
Yes.
I'm going to give you my list. I've thought about this list a lot. So here goes. The Eastern Conference All-Stars. We'll put up some people's faces here so that, it looks pretty nice.
Okay.
All right. We're going to start with Joel Embiid, MVP candidate as of now, along with, at least for me, along with LeBron and Jokic, top 3. Giannis Antetokounmpo. We cannot have an All-Star game without 2-time defending champion Giannis Antetokounmpo. Kevin Durant.
Defending MVP.
Defending, what did I say? Oh, defending MVP, exactly. Defending MVP. He's not champion. But he will be soon, someday. Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe. If they outlaw 3-pointers, then why not? Kevin Durant back in the NBA. It's a great sight to see one of the top players back, and absolutely all-star pace he's been at. Netta, I think number 2 or number 3 in the East. Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. Like the hair alone should get an all-star nod, but I don't think that's happening. But I think he's cut his hair, so I'll take that.
He's cut his hair.
And finally, the final spot, it has to go to none other than the main man, Bradley Beal, the 40-point losing machine. But otherwise, I think he's been absolutely killing it. Apart from winning. Winning has been a little low, but scoring has been extremely high. So that's my starting 5 for the East. Vineet, what about you?
Well, it is almost the same. It's Joel Embiid, Giannis, Kevin Durant. Who's the guard?
Jaylen
Brown and Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, exactly. Ben Simmons. It's a pretty decent starting 5. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Philadelphia is number 1, right, on the East. They played.
There's really not much of good players
in the guard position.
In front court position.
Yeah. Okay. You want to do the reserves for the East?
Yeah, I can do that. I put the 2 Pacers.
Okay.
Brogdon and Sabonis. I would put Harden. Put Tatum. Colin Sexton.
Oh God, Sex God.
Why not Colin Sexton? Cleveland is number 6. Above New York and above Atlanta. So James Harden. And my last word goes to
Vucevic. You already said James Harden. There's only 5.
Already said? Then Derrick Rose and Vucevic.
Derrick Rose and Vucevic. Nikola Vucevic, one of the most underrated bigs. He's a double-double machine. And but yet nobody wants to rescue him from a team. I think he's pretty happy in, what's his place?
Yeah,
pretty happy.
See, if Orlando can be 8 and 11, I don't understand why Washington is 3 and 11. It just makes no sense to me. Okay,
played fewer games.
To be 3 and 11 means that you're really trash. As a player also.
Washington has played pretty trash. That's a new team also. I think that has to be given some sort of credence. But they really don't play much defense and they can't score much. So it's like, how did you win 3 games? I know one of those games was the one where Durant and Irving missed the 2 winning jump shots. So it could have been 2 and 12. And one game they won convincingly. I don't remember which their second victory was, because I was following them. Then I realized that these guys are not playing any sort of defense. They're just okay.
Russell Westbrook is not even showing up.
He gets his numbers, but
he's averaging 18 points.
Without his scoring, he has to be 25-point scoring man. He can't. The team is not going to win if he scores 18 points. and gets rebounds and
Do you think he's doing that just so that Bradley Beal gets out of Washington and like gets like a good deal and looks good on paper? Like, because if Russell Westbrook starts playing really well, then it'll like,
I mean, why would he want to get
Bradley Beal out? He can get Bradley Beal out. Why not? That's what he's done. He's gotten James Harden, Kevin Durant, Paul George, everybody out.
I mean, James Harden was still there.
Except for James Harden, yeah. Okay.
I mean, that makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, it makes no sense. That's it. That's all I mean. It makes no sense. Moving on, I will give you my East reserve team. It's the reserves. It's not the reserve team. It's the reserves. We start off with young Ben Simmons, Australian might. We've got James Harden, Trae Young, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic, Sabonis, and I could make up a mind between Julius Randle and Bam Adebayo. But I've decided to go with Julius Randle because Bam Adebayo was an all-star last year. And I think Julius Randle deserves to be an all-star this year.
I think we both, I mean, what about Zach LaVine?
Zach LaVine, I don't think he can get it over Ben Simmons or Harden or Trae Young. I don't think he's better than any of those people. So that's why I didn't get him.
But don't you think Zach LaVine may be better than Vucevic?
Vucevic, no. Vucevic does more things. Zach LaVine just scores. So Vucevic does more things. That's why I feel he's better. I mean, it's a double-double machine, man. 24 points, 10, 11 rebounds or something like that.
Yeah, it's good.
Thing. Yeah, that's it. Zach LaVine, I mean... Yeah.
No, because Dwayne Wade tweeted or on Instagram, I don't know where he said that.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade, that dude, he can tweet, but I don't think so. That's all.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Moving on to the West, the real conference. And I'll give you my starters and I'll give you my reserve also. Then you can give me your starters and reserves or whatever. Okay, I'm going to go. It's LeBron James, Legoat, Kawhi Leonard, Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a homer pick, but I'm not going to apologize for it because I think he's been playing very well. The Thunder are not playing great, but they're not playing that horrible also. Like they could have easily decided we're going to lose every game.
They have more wins than Washington.
Absolutely. And Houston also, I think. I'm not sure about Houston, but I think they have more than Houston. Yeah. Houston are on a 4-win streak though, but Thunder should not be winning any of the games, but they have won enough games to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is my last pick on that side. And on the reserve team, I've got Steph Curry, Rudy Gobert, Dame Lillard, obviously, and Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, and Christian Wood. Christian Wood is again my sleeper pick. I think it was between Christian Wood and Paul George, but Christian Wood is like 24 points, 11 rebounds, and PG is 23 points and something. So I thought Christian Wood should get the All-Star nod. Nod for the All-Star.
Okay. So for me, I think it is LeBron, Kawhi, Jokic, Steph, and Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
I think Steph and Luka Doncic will win just because of the fan votes.
I think Steph will win definitely because of the fan votes. Nobody's
that's why I put
Alexander.
Yeah. And then in the reserves, you have the two the Utah boys. You have Anthony Davis, and I think
Donovan Mitchell.
I think Anthony Davis will take Jokic's spot anyways. That's what I feel.
I hope that doesn't happen, but it will happen. Probably.
It will happen. Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen though. Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Then I'm going to give Devin Booker.
Damian Lillard, obviously.
And I'm going to change it to Zion.
Zion Williamson.
We got to have Zion, man.
The surprise.
We have to have Zion. We got to have Zion. Now the last one is between Christian Wood and what's his name?
Have you thought about DeMar DeRozan? Your Spurs number 5.
But I don't think anyone's going to vote for DeMar DeRozan.
But that's okay. It's about your expression. Don't worry about what the people think.
No, I think that maybe I would have put Ja Morant, but he got injured, so I can't really put him there. So I'm going to go with Christian Wood.
Christian Wood. Okay, Christian Wood rounds up the number 7 spot in the East in the Western Conference for Vinny Devaya. We'll have all the faces here somewhere. So hopefully, it makes sense. I mean, I did not really think of Zion. I mean, I wanted Zion in the All-Star game, but I don't think he's played that well. But
I mean, they're last, no, second last.
Last is the great Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, can't really say anything. That team is cursed, so it's okay. It's all right. You can't really fight curses. You can fight basketball people. You can't fight curses. That's not going to happen.
Clippers.
Yeah.
Which is why if Kawhi wins with the Clippers.
Oh yeah, that's breaking curses. That's transcending basketball and spirituality. We're going to go into
that is bringing like championships to two teams that have never won a championship.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty historic.
That's pretty historic.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened before, but
no.
I mean, I'm sure the first people who won championships won the first championship. No?
Yeah.
It's technicality. It's right. That's the technicality.
Fine print.
Yeah, fine print. We had our. It's not a contest really, but we asked our followers to share pics of their all-star team picks, and some of them obliged. I think we got some 6-7 entries. I think one. I think was it Tanmay Goel who had all of these younglings in the all-star teams. He had.
I think so.
Mistaken. Let me just confirm. Boom. Oh, boom. Boom. Yes, Tanmay Goel had Jokic, Ingram, Towns, Booker, and Gilgeous-Alexander. What a great pick that is. And Bradley Beal, D. Rose. Wow. Jason Tatum, Jeremy Grant, and Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward has played, I think, before. That's a little weird pick though, but there's a lot of young talent on that team. I think, Vineet, what do you think about this radical idea that instead of having an East versus West, I had brought this topic up one time before on one of the previous episodes. I forgot which one it was. It had a guest on that I can't remember who it was. But instead of having a East and a West, we could just have a USA versus international for the All-Star game. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea.
I think East and West is pretty, it's not that meaningful anymore in 2020. People, there's.
But also there is no East or West anymore.
There is no East and West. I know that there is only
LeBron's team.
LeBron's. Whoever else is. It's going to be LeBron versus Giannis's team again.
I think it'll be maybe Joel Embiid.
I do agree. I think it could be Embiid's team this time. But yeah, I mean, it could just be that. But then I guess it won't be. You'll have to choose it separately. It won't be East versus West. You'll have to choose international players and this players. It seems a little weird.
Weird.
A little weird. Maybe in 2025 we'll have this idea, because now I've put it out into the universe. The universe take care of it. We should have one of those teams. We should pick out one of those teams. They have the rookies team world versus team USA, right?
Yeah, that's what I think I told you last time, is that they already have it. It's just called.
They have it, but that's the rookie versus sophomore game reinvented. But then, of course, there is no fan voting or anything of that sort. So I guess if you introduce that, then the fans, you're just making the fans' job a little more tougher. Anyway, I'll tell you, my favorite team from the people who sent it over. I mean, it might get updated tomorrow or something, but I think this team was. I felt this was the more this is probably the most balanced East versus West team. McHafiz, actually it's Mac Hafiz. His team was LeBron James, Leonard, Jokic, Steph Curry, and CP3. And on the West, on the East, it was Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Durant, Antetokounmpo, and Embiid. I think it's pretty even, these two teams. They've got two bigs, great point guards, great scoring options, and good defensively. I mean, decent defensively, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I somehow I feel like James Harden will make it to the All-Star, the main All-Star.
Interesting.
He has enough fans. So I think he'll definitely get the fan vote over Kyrie.
Yeah, I don't think Kyrie is going to make it as a starter. Unless do you think all three of them could make it as starters? Because Brooklyn is basically New York, right? So do you think they'll all vote for it? Or are they like,
I think
Brooklyn, we don't give a shit about Brooklyn. Brooklyn is not really our people.
Dude, New York is like, they are so like territorial about who they are. Yeah. It's like if you're Long Island, Long Island.
Staten Island. Coney Island. Yuck. Which is the worst island? I don't know. I've never been to New York.
I think it's Staten
Island. We had this thing about, Shaq coming on and insulting Donovan Mitchell to his face. I don't know if it's an insult or anything, but he basically said that you're not very good. Like, you are at a level, but that's it. You're not very good. And Donovan Mitchell being like, okay, that's it. I mean, he gave a very decent response to that sort of a jibe. And then next day, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, everyone is like jumping on Shaq saying, all these old ass people, all they want to do is complain and blah, 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 blah. I mean, I can't find anything wrong with what Shaq said.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I think it's just, people want drama.
They play great. I mean, see, Utah right now, number one team, they win together, which is an advantage. I really feel that their core has been the same for a while.
All this.
I am not saying they're great. I'm not saying they're great. I'm just saying that they're playing well in the regular season and all of that. But has anyone ever been scared of facing the Utah Jazz apart from OKC? Because they usually sweep, Golden State sweeps them all the time. They really in the playoffs.
Golden State sweeps everybody.
Sweeps everybody.
Who have they not swept?
So who is scared of facing Utah? Last time they were 3-1 up on Denver Nuggets and they lost. What I'm trying to say is, I understand that Shaq maybe should not have said that, but I mean, he didn't say anything wrong. Like, Donovan Mitchell has not taken that leap. So what did you feel?
Yeah. About what Shaq said, right here. I just thought it was fine. He just said that, you have to still work hard to be a superstar.
He didn't say that. He just said you're not a superstar. That's it. He didn't even say, I expect you to be. He just said you have not taken that leap, and I want you to hear that. I think Shaq thinks that a lot of players put a lot of weight on what he says, which is probably not true. It's not true.
Not true. It's like, the thing is, so this is the one thing I've realized, right, about Kobe, is that like, Kobe doesn't say bad about any player. Have you heard Kobe say bad about any player except for Shaq?
Smush Parker and.
Okay, forget that. I'm saying good players. Like he doesn't talk about that stuff. Like he's always like, and which is very weird because like you would consider Shaq to be the positive guy and Kobe to be, and people take Kobe's appreciation like as though his appreciation is, he gives it very, very infrequently, but actually it's the opposite. He frequently appreciates players. He very rarely talks smack about a good player, a decent player. Which I find kind of like it is a salute to Kobe's marketing genius, right? Because
I agree with that. That was a marketing move. Like, either it was a marketing move or he started doing it towards the end of his career where he's like, nobody's scared of me anymore. So I'm just gonna speak nicely about people.
Yeah, and I think Bill Simmons talks about this. It's like, I think like he realized, I think Kobe realized his thing is done.
Yeah.
And now it's time for him to like.
Exactly. I think leave a legacy and be like, I'm an accepting to do this, do that, and all that. Yeah, but I think Shaq is a little bitter that people don't reach out to Shaq and be like, because I think. What I feel is, Kobe's gift to this NBA world could have been taught. Like, Kobe could have taught people to think like him, work like him, and all that. Shaq's main power, I don't think Shaq could have ever taught anyone to be as big as him, be as strong, be as nimble, be as quick, be as, I'm going to kill you. Like, you can't teach that to anybody. You either have it or you don't. So Shaq is not a great teacher, but Kobe could always have been a great teacher. Like, people would understand that, no, he is 6'6". He's not the toughest man, but there are a lot more 6'6" guards in the NBA than there are 7-foot physical freaks in the NBA. So I think it's always like that. I think people appreciate Kobe or they want to be with Kobe because they're like, he can teach me something. Whereas Shaq could not have taught anyone anything. Like, what Shaq had was hard work or like just that physical, super imposing power, which I don't think you can teach anybody.
That's fair. That's a good point. I never thought of it that way. But I just think in general, it's just like, I don't see Shaq as such a, his advice is mostly to encourage people.
Shaq tells people to change their mentality. He's like, change your mentality. But
be more aggressive.
Be more aggressive.
And I think he's right. I think today's players are a little not as competitive. Like, I think at least the era that I watched was very, very competitive. Like, Tim Duncan didn't say shit, but he wanted to kill you. Right? I mean, and same with Shaq and
KG, Dirk also. Like
these guys, imagine this, right? Tim Duncan was talking about a story that he had never talked to Dirk. Never. Except for like this one time when they went to an award ceremony. Think about it, you're playing against each other, same conference, same
position, you guard each other.
Same position. And you don't even talk to the dude. Right? For all these years. Yeah. And here, nowadays, people are like going, partying, all this. Yeah. And it's just like, I think it's a different mindset.
And, it is. But I mean, that's everyone. It's not like back then, everyone was nowadays, everybody's like, So it's just a different era, right? Like, you can't. I mean, people play.
Yeah, but I think that's when you lose that aggression. Right? That's when you lose that wanting to just like
dominate that other person, beat him.
I give you an example, right? When we play basketball, almost when I and you play basketball, I almost want to let you win or at least come close till you start talking, right? Then once you start talking, I get angry. But otherwise, it's fine. We're playing it. It's fine. I'm not getting angry at you to like defeat you. You know what I'm saying? So when
I never talk, and then at the end you're like, oh, I need to get him to talk, and then you do some shit. You're like, you call some shitty ass foul, and then I'm like, this is not a foul, and then you're like, oh, you're gonna talk, and then that's what you do.
That's my point, and that was the whole point about the Michael Jordan documentary. Like, he was so good that he would come up with some shit to get angry at, and that's why you had that kind of like play. Even with Shaq, he used to come up with excuses like, David Robinson, fuck this guy. He came up with a story with his. I don't think that exists anymore, and that's why you have uncompetitive games. And this is what I was talking with Karan also. It's like when you see the games today, they just don't seem competitive. It's not like people are competing. It's not like they want to win. They want to get their 3-pointer. They want to get their highlight.
And do you think it has anything to do with how the game is being officiated nowadays? Like, you can't.
No, I don't think that's. I don't think that's right.
I mean, a person does not want to get 6 fouls and get thrown out. Like, he doesn't want to get 2 fouls in the first quarter and get thrown out. So he's not going to defend that well. You don't think that's...
No, I don't think that has nothing. It's not about defense, right? I'm not even talking about defense. Competitiveness.
But what does competitiveness mean? Like, you want to stop the other guy, right? From scoring. You want to make sure that they get a little demotivated, that they're like, oh God, I can't score. I have to do so much more.
Like what Colin Sexton does, right? Like when he was playing as a Cavs, like he wanted to win. Like you could see it. Like it's not like he's not fucking around, right? He wasn't like playing ass to the, not ass.
Yeah, he was not.
Balls to the ass defense. He wasn't playing that, but there was that drive to win, and I think that kind of is just like. Because people are creating super teams. Once you create a super team, everyone else is demotivated because like, how are we going to even win against them? And then the people that have created the super teams, they're just like ambling around doing whatever the hell they want to do. And so it's just the competitiveness of the league. I think the talent is there, but the competitiveness is really, really bad at this point, in my opinion. And this is because I've been watching all shitty games.
It's a small point that I wanted to talk about, but the Hornets coach, James Borrego, he called the LaMelo Ball a turnover machine. He's like, this guy turns over the ball 5 times in 16 minutes. I can't give him starter minutes. He has to come off the bench and all that. And LaMelo's like, oh, Michael Jordan didn't come off the bench. See, I have no problem in a coach saying that, this guy needs to come off the bench. And, it's a role, you have to accept it. You even when you're playing NBA 2K player, my career mode, you start off from the bench and then you give more minutes, you play better, you do better things, and then you come on. But a coach calling his I mean, his a rookie, right? Like a 16-year-old rookie, straight out of high school, straight coming to the NBA, calling him a turnover machine. It's, I think why you've talked about this point about you having a really bad coach in college, and that really demotivated you, and you didn't really feel like playing anymore. Is that a fair assessment of this situation, according to you?
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I think that the coach of the Hornets, who is he?
James Borrego. I mean, I don't know who he is.
Exactly. That's my point. You know, if the same thing Doc Rivers said, everyone would shut up. Like, you know, to say something so publicly, you need to have the authority to say it.
I mean, he's the coach. He has the authority.
No, you have to have like the authority,
like G4 classification.
Yeah, G4. Like if Popovich says, you know, Tim Duncan is playing horrible, he's not rebounding, he's not. No one's gonna have any problem with it. It's Popovich.
No, but what about the player who has to hear it? Do you think that player will be a little demotivated?
It depends if it's actually what he's doing.
Because like LaMelo has he's not, you know, amazing player and all that, but he's played with a lot of confidence. Like he is not scared of taking shots. He's not scared of fancy passing and all that. Like, he's not scared of the situation.
So I'll tell you what the issue is, right? So the issue is that even in the Golden State Warriors, James Wiseman is not starting anymore, right? And I think that the reason is that these coaches have realized that, and I'm also noticing, is that the newer generation of players, they don't really want to play basketball. They want to play for like highlight reels. It's weird. It's like it's the social media generation, right? So the stuff they do is like, it may be bad for the team or it may be bad for whatever. But till they get on House of Highlights or they get on ESPN and people are resharing and talking about it, that's all they want. They don't care about
that Instagram moment.
They want that instant famous, you know, because, and maybe that's the next generation, you know, of basketball, which is it's pure entertainment. Like there's no basketball involved anymore. And I think, you know, these kids that are coming in, which are 18, 19, are like what, at least 30, 40 years apart from the coaches.
Yeah. And they are bigger millionaires than the coaches.
Exactly. And the coaches want to win games because they need to keep their job. So it's, you know, they either keep their job or they cater to So then the difference is, okay, is it LaMelo? Okay, it's LaMelo. Fuck it. Is it LeBron? Keep him. Then you make that decision.
So, I mean, my point was not about, you know, the stature of the place. It's just that, you know, he's a rookie, like publicly calling out a rookie for doing this thing. I mean, it's not like your team.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
It's not like your team is on the cusp of, you know, playoff contention and your team is playing pretty shitty. So
it's not a good look. It's not a good look, but even then, it's fine.
But I find that your point about, you know, rookies not very, it's a little dangerous for the league, that, you know, if all they want to do is get that Instagram fame, like they get their followers right, and it's probably the start of the decline of NBA ratings if that's all they want. I hope it's not true. I know that I hope that the great players will always want to be great. It's just that there are very few great players.
Competitiveness is gone. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's just, I'm watching these games and they're not competitive. They don't do anything. They just walked on the court, take a shot, walked on the court, take a shot. Yeah. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, on that disappointing, sad note, we'll end this podcast for today. Let us know what your picks are for the All-Star game. Send us to us, tag BallIsBayPod, and let us know what it is. We'll share our favorite ones. We've already talked about a couple of them on further weeks. You'll let us know. We've also started a new series called This or That. Check it out on our Instagram, follow us there, and let us know what is going on. What more do you want from this podcast? As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast at. And with that, I think we'll say goodbye for now. We'll catch you again next week. Vinny, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.